7-round mock draft for the Washington Commanders. It's a lot going on. A lot of smoke is being blown. A lot of talk about Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson. It's all smoke. They're going to stay right where they are at 2. They're going to draft their quarterback of the future. I think Kirk Cousins rumors are just his agent trying to drum up some more money for him. He'll end up staying in Minnesota or going to Atlanta, it sounds like. Justin Fields doesn't appear to be much of a market for it. I think they were really, really hoping for the Falcons to make a move, but they might be pursuing Kirk. The Steelers were another option, but Russell Wilson's available, and he seems to be the favorite there. So I think Washington's happy staying right where they are and deciding between either Drake May or Jaden Daniels. You know, I see the buzz about J.J. McCarthy, and you could trade back, get more, and get a quarterback that could be competent. And I don't know. I just don't think his ceiling is as high. It really is between Drake May and Jaden Daniels, and I've watched a lot of film on both of them. I'm very interested to see who the next quarterback's going to be in Washington. And to me, Jaden Daniels has a far higher ceiling with his athleticism, his deep ball ability. I am worried that he's probably going to be his playing weight's probably going to be like a $195 or maybe right at 200. How long can that last? And does he duck out of the pocket a little too early? I'm not as concerned about the mid-level throwing as people are talking about how he doesn't have many completions in the intermediate from 10 to 19 yards. Kevin Sheehan on his podcast explained it really well that LSU had the fewest third downs in the entire league last year, entire NCAA, 300 teams. They had the fewest third downs, which means that they were getting first downs on first and second down. So they were throwing deep routes, they were throwing screens that were going longer. So I don't take that as a knock on Jaden Daniels. Drake May are real issues. It's the long delivery, the poor footwork, and he is athletic. He's not sneaky athletic. He's athletic. He's just not Jaden Daniels athletic. So to me, I'm going Jaden Daniels there at 2. If you're a Drake May fan, please convince me down in the comments why I'm making the wrong decision. We're not trading back from this spot. 36 and 40 is going to be key. We're getting our quarterback, and I am a Commanders fan. That's the hour and we. But the Commanders are getting their quarterback in round 1. He's going to start from day 1, at least as it looks like right now, unless they bring back Jacoby Brissett or sign another veteran that they plan to be a stopgap. But here at 36 and 40, in these 2 picks, there has to be an offensive tackle, and there probably needs to be either an edge rusher or a linebacker. So to me, you're going to look to get whichever one's the greater value here first. You've got Darius Robinson as an edge rusher. You're not going center. Let's see what our tackles look like right here. It looks like there was a run on some of them. Yep, there's 2 right there before us, 3. Yeah, 3 in the last 5 picks. So, Tyler Guyton would be ideal to have fall here. He didn't in this scenario. I like Jordan Morgan as well. He can probably play either guard or tackle. But Patrick Paul's going to be our pick here. He is the brother of Chris Paul that is currently on the Commanders team, not the other more famous Chris Paul. And as it bounces back, it's edge rush. And I know I said it had to be edge rush or linebacker. Let's look at what we've got in those areas. Edrin Cooper or Peyton Wilson. I am a massive, massive Peyton Wilson fan. North Carolina State season ticket holder for years. I truly believe in his ability as a coverage linebacker, a leader. He's going to be able to call the defenses. Edrin Cooper is extremely athletic as well and has a high ceiling, but I think that as we get closer to the actual draft, you're going to see Peyton Wilson go above Cooper on most mocks. So here at 40, Peyton Wilson would be my pick over Darius Robinson or Edrin Cooper. But wide receiver is a possibility as well. It is a dire need for them. Curtis Samuel's leaving, and De'Ami Brown hasn't proven to be the true third guy. And even Jahan Dotson, who was a first-round draft pick, he showed promise as a rookie, but then completely dropped off this past year. So Xavier Worthy obviously showed out at the combine, fastest 40 time and in combine history. So definitely a possibility to have him. Or I really like Ladd McConkey. He's going to be the sure-handed, kind of a deep threat as well. Not to the same level of a Worthy, but McConkey's really polished as a route runner. Adonai Mitchell, I honestly don't have a ton of familiarity with. He's also at Texas. So I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. To me, you've gone offense and offense. And obviously, this is all going to be shaped by what happens in free agency. But I'm going to go defense here. We're going to grab Peyton Wilson because I think, honestly, the wide receiver depth in this draft is far greater than the linebacker spot. So we're back. And Jatavion Sanders is here. And I really like Jatavion Sanders. But also Xavier Legette. And let's see here. Jalen McMillan. And then we've got some edge rushers in this range as well. Marshawn Neeland, Brandon Dorless. I really like Neeland, but God, I think we got to go Jatavion Sanders for the reason that I know that they just signed Zach Ertz, but he's a stopgap. He's a one-year guy. Taking Sanders. And so once you get to this point in the draft, you're truly going best player available. I like Johnny Wilson out of Florida State. I'm not sure what he ran, but he's a big body wide receiver. 4'5". Wow, that's impressive for his size. So that's definitely a possibility for me. They also need help in the secondary, as well as we still haven't gotten our edge rusher. See if there's anybody. Not greatly in this range. Granted, people are going to rise and fall. We don't need a D tackle. So, Renardo Green, Jonah Ellis, or Johnny Wilson. And I'm going to take Johnny Wilson because wide receiver is a great need. And you're right back up. And now we're going to get our edge rush. Jonah Ellis. If nothing else, they need bodies. My hope is that they target one of the top level edge rushers. I know that Burns and Allen got franchise tagged, but there's still Danielle Hunter and a couple of other like slightly less expensive options out there. But they can't go into this year with Jones and his name is escaping me at this point in time from Clemson. Y'all know who I'm talking about, but they can't be the top two options at the edge rush. I also think you'll see Jamin Davis moved into more of a rushing linebacker, a la Micah Parsons, but he is not Micah Parsons. I'm not going to pretend like he is. They're going to need some help in the secondary, and they need even more help on the offensive line. I'm going to give them a guard. We're going to give them Layden Robinson. Address the interior line, even if it's just a depth piece. You've got Sam Cosmi coming back. We've addressed our left tackle with Patrick Paul. Hopefully they're able to sign another guard and a tackle. Otherwise, you're looking at Andrew Wiley on the right tackle and perhaps our other our fifth-round rookie that we just drafted being in that spot. And then they're going to go with Stromberg potentially at center, which I don't hate. Let's see what we've got. Probably looking at secondary pieces. Nothing great. I mean, we're in the 6th round, so you're going to just throw something at the board. Quentin Newsome out of Nebraska, I really like. I've watched a couple of his games. Seems to always be around the ball. We're going to take him here in the 6th. Throw our dart, and then I think this is our last pick. Going all in, and probably going to just take an athlete. I would love to get a running back. Just because with Gibson leaving, they need bodies. Let's see what we've got here as our options. See if there's anybody that stands out. I mean, it's hard to go against a Georgia running back, although I don't know much about him. Dylan Johnson from Washington was good last year. Austin Jones out of USC. Keelan Robinson from Texas. You know what? I'm gonna take Dylan Johnson out of Washington. Get us another running back in the room. But I'm wide open to any picks here in the 7th round. Really just throwing darts at the wall. But let me know what you think down in the comments. We've walked away with 9 picks. Obviously, I fully expect Adam Peters and crew to make some moves around. Maybe they trade up into the end of the 1st round to get a 5th round option on somebody they really like. Maybe it's, a Tyler Guyton or one of the other offensive tackles. Perhaps they try to trade up to get Chop Robinson, the edge rusher, and then address offensive line later in the draft. But to me, this is a phenomenal draft. But free agency's on Monday, and that's gonna level the playing field. It's gonna let us know what we're looking at as potential targets. But thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see y'all next time.